Hey everybody, hope you have been enjoying your holiday break if you had it. Of course, Monster Strike News was last night, and we've got a whole bunch of news to talk about, so let's just get right in started. I'm going to go over the non-Hatcher news first. So, first of all, we've got a new Tower of Champions mode available starting, I think, tomorrow. It should be coming pretty soon. But it is, let's see, the 28th. So yeah, it should come out tomorrow. 28th Japan time. But basically, this new mode lets you take on the Tower of Champions in a special Renpa no Michi mode. And what that is basically you cannot die. This is literally hardcore mode. If you die once, it's game over. And the perk here is that, well, you don't have to spend any stamina to do this. It's basically a free run and just, challenging you. Can you make a safe team? Can you play safely? Can you make it through the tower without dying? So the orb rewards are a little bit different. You do get an orb reward after completing every floor. From the 21st to 29th, you'll get 1 orb. From the 30th floor, you'll get 2. 31st through 39th, you'll get 1 orb again. And if you finish it, the 40th floor, and take down the Renpa no Michi, you will get 5 orbs. So that's a total of 25 orbs. Now, it is a little bit less from the standard Tower of Champions, but you still need to do the Tower of Champions first before you get to this Renpa no Michi. And so you're still getting the orbs from that mode. So, even if you die there, you're still able to finish that. But once you finish that, then you get to do this extra challenge hardcore mode and get additional rewards on top of that. So, again, you just have to be careful. Make sure you don't die. Take a safe team. Maybe even play co-op so that you can skip turns if needed. Speaking of co-op, if you join in as a guest and let's say you die that way, the guests are not penalized for that loss. So you can join in and help somebody without worry. Of course, as a host, make sure you're aware that you can trust your friends, right? Because only you are taking the risk of hosting that Renpa no Michi challenge. So trust your friends and hope nothing bad happens with that. But still a pretty cool new mode for the Tower of Champions, so we'll see how that goes. Next up, Horai or Penglai. The quest it's now a year old, so they have included a new helper item that is the delay timer. So basically when you start a stage, everybody's delayed by 1 turn. So if you're having a little trouble with that stage, maybe you can use that item if you have the medals to spare. Next up is a nice gift from the dev teams on New Year's Eve and New Year's. So 2 different days, you will get a present of 10 monster slots. So that's a total of 20 extra slots available for free. And that is certainly nice of the dev team to do that. Next up is the Mondama for January. That will feature on level 3 Nobunaga X along with a Divine Charl. If you go up to level 4, Robin Hood gets added to the pool and you will get a Continuement. And if you go all the way up to level 5 for Kagutsuchi to be added to the pool, you will also get the Koshin Dama, which will insta ascend almost any monster you wish. So pretty cool set of lineup. Pretty cool lineup here. I'll probably stop on level 3 just for Nobu X, but I'm sure a lot of you out there will be aiming for that Koshin Dama on the level 5. Of course, Kagutsuchi is a nice bonus as well. And then last but not least, on January 4th, a new event will start. The Mukashibanashi heroes. So, all the old fairy tale, folk tales. Characters will be available there. We got Otohime, Kintaro, and Ikkyu. I won't go over all the stats because we don't know what each version has to offer, but certainly looks like a good set of monsters to pull for. We'll see as the more details come up. All right, so enough of the non-Hatcher news. We know that the gem of the news was the Hatchers, and started off with a bang. We have an all-star hatcher coming back on New Year's Eve, and this one is upgraded from last year. You get 2 guaranteed 6 stars with this pull. You can only do it once, and of course it does cost 50 orbs, but 2 6-star monsters is pretty darn good. And this hatcher includes almost everything. Of course, collab hatcher monsters aren't included. Kakutsuchi, of course, is not included, but as you can see from the banner, Legends exclusives, Guardians exclusives, Element hatcher exclusives are in this hatcher. So if you did time out your Hoshidama, the one where you pull 4 stars and those add up, and you were intending to pull that on the Legends, the All-Star might actually be the better hatcher to roll that on, because it does count for the Hoshidama. So you are, at most you're going to get 8 counts, right? Because you're guaranteed 2 6 stars. So, however, it includes almost every monster, right? Even though Legends does include Mana, the new monster, this includes everything, including Element Limited. So this might be a good hatcher to spend that Hoshidama on. So this is available for 1 day and 1 pull only for that day. So make sure you don't miss that gacha. All right, next up is on top of the All-Star hatcher, the Guardians hatcher will come up on New Year's Eve as well, and it is split up into 4 sections, which will rotate every 6 hours for the day. So from midnight New Year's Eve to 5:59 a.m. you have rates rate up for Walpurgis, Robin Hood, Amakusa, and Alice. For part 2, that goes up until 11:59 a.m. you have Daki, Agnamut, Nightingale, and Miroku available, or rated up. From noon to 17:59, which would be 5:59 p.m. you got Uriel, Agnamut X, Robin Hood, and Walpurgis. And the last section up until 23:59, 11:59 p.m. is Miroku, Nightingale, Daki, and Uriel. So if you're interested in some Guardian hatchers, or you want to adjust your Hoshidama for Legends, pick your section that you'd like those monsters rate up for properly. And once it hits midnight and it is 2018, then the Legends hatcher begins. And of course, I'm sure everybody's surprised that the new character is Mana. And of course, if you've been watching the anime, you were pretty darn sure she was coming, because she had a pretty big role, transformed really nicely in the anime, in the last episode. So it shouldn't come as a surprise. But of course, on top of that, we have New Year's versions of the popular Legends exclusives Pandora and Nostradamus. So let's take a look at that. So we've got Pandora Evo, very cute. Pandora Ascended, also very nice. Nostradamus Evo, and Nostradamus Ascended. And based on some of the data mined information that I've seen, the bump combos are New Year's themed. So it looks like we'll have some special effects for these monsters in their New Year's forms. So that's pretty cool. And of course, we saw Mana is added, so hopefully you see this version of Mana, because that means you got the new monsters. And one thing that I do want to put up is the schedule of these hatchers. I have translated them into Pacific time, since that's the time zone I'm in. So hopefully I did this right. Again, make sure double check on your own, because I don't want you to accidentally miss a hatcher because I've mistranslated things from my end. So do double check on your own. But as you can see, the Guardians split up into 4 sections. Since it is December 31st, make sure you account for the time zone differences. So that is a little bit earlier, 1 day earlier ish for those of you in the Pacific time zone. So All-Star Hatcher is available on December 31st for 1 day only. And Legends begins on January 1st, 2018, all the way up until the end of January 4th. And so those are the times on the right for those of you in the Pacific time zone. So let's take a look at mana. The art is beautiful. Let me just say that. It looks amazing. And let's look at the abilities. First, with the Evo form, we've got mana as a bounce type and also a power type. Her ability is Minesweeper XL along with Barrier. And Barrier is basically what Lucy has. And so what's interesting is her bump combo. It is Involute Sphere. Now, I thought it was a random word, and then SF kindly pointed to me that it actually is a English word, which means to rotate in a circular motion, spherical motion, spiral motion. Sorry. So, given what Panaya was trying to explain how this worked, and she was basically saying it kind of like rotates around mana. And she was basically saying it hits everybody. So Involute, move in a spiral motion. So it either, it'll go in a circle or it'll start like around mana and like expand out. And if it hits everybody, this could be a ridiculously good bump combo. Now, of course, her ability by itself doesn't seem that great, right? It is just Minesweeper, so it does seem a little lacking. However, that bump combo, I am really looking forward to seeing what, how they use mana in one of those videos and see how much damage, how much, range it actually has. It could be a ridiculously good ability set there. And the strike shot basically turns everybody's sling type into, or switches everyone's sling type and turns and does a command strike shot. So based on, I'm sure the cooldown for that is going to be not ridiculously low, but low compared to what other monsters have. So we'll see how powerful that is. On the Ascended form, we've got Pierce Balance as her types there, and the ability is Null Gravity Barrier and Super Null Damage Wall. And Super Null Damage Wall will increase Mana's damage output once she hits Damage Wall. We'll have to see what kind of multiplier she has on that, but I guess I'm sure a lot of people were guessing a Super Null Damage Wall. When I was thinking of Super Null Damage Wall, I thought it might heal instead, but extra damage is certainly nice. Gauge Shot is the barrier bestowing ability, which Pandora has, so that'll be pretty cool to see. Bump is the all-range bullet, which is what Tampopo has. Sub bomb combo is the bomb spread, which is what Beethoven has. And strike shot is power up, speed up, and delay all touched monsters by 2 turns. Now I know some people were kind of disappointed with that strike shot. It's not very show-offy, I guess, but certainly a nice wide range of ability. I mean, having that double null gravity, null damage wall, protection on the main ability is nice, and being able to protect your friendly monsters with that barrier will be interesting to see how she performs. Alright, that is it for the Hatcher news. So last but not least, we're going to take a look at the newest Impossible coming up. Eschatology is the Colossal, the wood Colossal that will be coming up. And looks pretty cool. We got the Ascended form here, and she will come up 3 times this month, and they've already announced what times it will be coming out. So the first one will be, of course, January 2nd, 7 p.m. Japan time, which will translate to 2 a.m. for those of you in the Pacific time zone. The second appearance will be on January 12th at 10 p.m., which is kind of rough for Pacific Coast players. Maybe the East Coast players will have a better time. 8 a.m. I don't know. And the last appearance will be January 27th. Last appearance in January will be on 8 p.m. on January 27th. Now, why normally they don't come out this quickly and that often for a new quest, and the reason for that is that if you clear it in January, there will be a mission you can get to get a New Year's version of Eschatology, and this is only available in January, so you have to clear it within the first 3 attempts of the month to get her. So if you can't clear her, you can't get the New Year's version, so it's kind of rough, but we'll have to see how difficult Eschatology is. I'm sure Mana will be a great pick for this stage, because I mean, why not? So I mean, Mind Sweep, either Mines or both Null Gravity Barrier and Null Damage Wall are going to be things we're probably going to have to worry about. And since both of them have a barrier kind of thing, it actually might have a lot of damage in that stage, so finding a way to protect yourself from that damage might be important for that stage. So we will see how that turns out. But last but not least, I know I said that before, but oh yeah, one more thing. So if you do want to ascend Eschatology, you're going to need Kushinada, Marichi, and Brutus. So as the year ends, they are going to come out with all the impossibles, so make sure you stock that up just in case you do complete Eschatology. Alright, one last thing. Since it is the new year, we're going to have... there you go. Since it is the new year, we're going to have the year of the... They always have the year of the whatever animal event come out. And 2018 is the year of the dog. So we have Tsuchi no Einu Shibami. Of course, Shiba dogs. So Shibami are going to be the quest you can take on for the month. Of course, it is a limited time, but as we've seen, these limited time monsters for the new year does come back fairly often, so we'll probably see them again. But you know, just to be safe, you probably do want to max luck it while you can. And here is the ascended form, really adorable, so makes it worth farming for. Whew. Alright, so I think that's it for the Monster Strike news. That was a lot of news to handle, but yeah, hopefully you have saved up your orbs. If not, you know, the Tower of Champions is coming back early, so at least you can get another 60, probably more than 60 orbs from the standard Tower of Champions, and of course the Jades are up there too for you to complete. And of course the new Tower of Champions mode, hardcore mode, to get even more orbs. And the daily logins do give you orbs daily and 20 across the new year as well. So lots of chances to get orbs, and here's hoping for good luck on those hatchers. And I will be pulling them, of course. So look forward to those. And until next time, bye bye.